Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Good. Welcome to this amazing ceremony to recognize our military liaison group along with the Veterans Administration for all the great work they do. My name is Saunders. I'm a captain of the Cincinnati Police Department. I'm also an Army veteran, and I'm in charge of our criminal investigation section. But I also have the honor and the privilege of being the MC for today's event and this ceremony. So very enthused to do that. So while the honor guard comes forward and present the colors, we will have the sing of the national anthem by the Veterans Administration Chaplain, Lisa Bohannon. So at this time, I would like everyone to stand as the honor guard comes forward. Uniform members, please cover. Honor guard, please come forward. Please take your seats. So real quick note, the tag line played by Mr. Tommy Thompson volunteers time for doing that. And again, the national anthem was sung by Veterans Administration Chaplain from Cincinnati here, Lisa Bohannon. So a round of applause for that. So looking at the crowd and really this ceremony started, I had the honor of shaking one of our amazing municipal court judges here, Judge Brad Greenberg. And Judge Greenberg is in charge of the Hamilton County Veterans Treatment Court. So a round of applause for Judge. And we're in an amazing space. We'll hear from Mr. Steve Lofton here in a little while, but the Cincinnati Arts Association donated this space for us, which is an amazing venue for this very prestigious award. So as we get started, before I offer the first opening remarks to one of our assistant chiefs here, I want to read the background on the 2021 L. Anthony Sutin Award presented by the COPS office. So here's a little bit about this award. L. Anthony Sutin Award for Innovation in Law Enforcement and Community Partnerships. This award is bestowed upon a collaborative team of law enforcement and community members whose innovative partnerships have transformed public safety in their community. The L. Anthony Sutin Award for Innovation in Law Enforcement and Community Partnerships is named in memory of Tony Sutin, who served as the founder and deputy director of the COPS office from its creation from 1994 to 1996. Tony Sutin embodied the spirit of public service and was a true champion for innovative partnerships between law enforcement and the communities they serve. This is said by Robert Chapman, who we'll be hearing from shortly, the acting director of the COPS office. This award recognizes the real transformative change that takes place when creative local partnerships and commitment to community service are combined, just so you understand where this is coming from. So first to the stage, I'd like to have one of our assistant chiefs, our patrol road bureau commander, Colonel Mike John, come forward with some opening remarks.
I may have to lower this mic. Well, what a tremendous day. Beautiful weather outside. This is just an incredible thing to be. Thank you, Music Hall, for this venue. So in the tradition of Reds baseball, and since they're playing in Iowa, in the Field of Dreams game today, I've been called in as a pinch hitter. Hence my attire. So I'm subbing here. There's a lot going on, but this is a tremendous award, and we are just so very, very grateful for the acknowledgement. So I typed out a few remarks here, and really it is my pleasure to stand here on behalf of the Cincinnati Police Department. However, acknowledgement and praise really behind this prestigious award should go to the men and women who've made it possible. There really is too many to name, but I would be remiss if I didn't highlight the dedication of Sergeant Dave Collette, Sergeant Jason Lummett, Officer Tammy Brown, and Specialist Terrence White, and the men and women of the Cincinnati Veterans Administration here. Sergeant Dave Collette, if I might highlight Dave here, is a 31-year veteran of CPD and more significantly a Gulf War veteran. It was Dave's idea to bring the military liaison to CPD. His innovation was to bring a specific skill set of officer and military veteran into situations where we deal with those who are in crisis situations, those that need helping hand up, and most significantly, the overlap between those who have served our country and find themselves in these situations. There's a unique bond between fellow veterans, and that provides the gateway to assist in providing these services to open up that dialogue. And the collaboration that they've had with the Veterans Administration is just tremendous. Dave saw this need directly on the streets of Cincinnati, and he and his team have presented this innovative idea nationwide. These men and women do all in service for others, specifically those who have given themselves to this country. Dave, you are a tremendous leader. You and your team are humble and hardworking. To all involved in the Veterans Administration, the Cincinnati Police Department, and the community, congratulations on this collaborative award.
Thank you, Colonel, for those remarks, and couldn't agree more. You guys have done an amazing job with this program. Very proud to be better to be a part of this with you as well. So next to the stage, I'd like to call Dr. Wes Houston and Dr. Kate Shard. Dr. Houston is the Veterans Administration Veteran Outreach Program Coordinator for Cincinnati VA, Chief of Mental Health Services, and Dr. Shard is the Director of Trauma Recovery Center at Cincinnati Veterans Administration Media Center. And Dr. Shard was also nominated everyone for this award. So here are their comments.
I'm so happy to be here and proud to be a part of this award ceremony and also to represent the VA. What I'd like to do is just say a Ron, and some of the activities that he has in the VA, particularly related to the reason for this award. So Ron came to the Cincinnati VA in 2012 and has been part of the Veteran Justice Outreach Program. I could go on for a long time. I have all the comments here about the role he has in VJO, but I'm going to talk specifically about the reason he's here, which is acknowledging the efforts he's made dating back to 2014 when he began working with Sergeant Corlett and his team to identify a process in which veterans in crisis can be easily transitioned to VA care. He successfully lobbied to have the NLG officers as parts of the Veterans Treatment Court team. He co-facilitated a crisis intervention team trainings with Sergeant Corlett and Dr. Chard, we'll hear from in a moment. And importantly, he made himself available to the MLG officers to provide some guidance and advise for program improvements and changes in the program. He often did this after hours. Even on a few occasions, he actually supported Cincinnati police and MLG officers by going out to the field to meet with veterans in crisis. I just want to say that Ron's dedication to helping some of our most vulnerable veterans is really a testament to his personal and professional values to assist those in need. I'm proud to have Ron as a VA colleague and grateful for the work he's done with veterans and impressed by his skill and enthusiasm with which he performs outreach and collaborates with others. His enthusiasm for his work is infectious. Even just a few minutes of talking with him, it's hard to not get excited about the work he does. His enthusiasm and commitment is what's contributed to the success of our VJO program at the VA, but also continued collaboration with the MLG. So thank you, Ron.
I cannot tell you how happy I am to be here right now. This is such a long time in the making and a long time in coming. I joined the VA in 2004, and my job was to create the #1 PTSD program in the United States. That's literally what my boss told me. And that was going to be an interesting problem because the first vet I met said to me, "You can't treat PTSD, and this is vet mentality, and we can't change." Okay? And we spent years creating a program that actually showed that you can change that mentality, you can get better, and you can do well. And so the program was created, and I thought, let's see who else we can help. And I started looking around and realizing first responders, police in particular, law enforcement, had PTSD rates higher than veterans. And so I went out and I started working with police, and I met a police officer who informed me that this is cop mentality, and you can't make us better, and this is just the way it is, and after all these years on the job, this is the way it will always be. And I thought, I need reinforcements. And that's what I meant to. And it has been such an amazing journey to have someone who is willing to go out and say, it's not cop mentality. It's not vet mentality. That we deal with incredibly stressful and traumatic events in our lives as first responders, in our lives when we were in active duty as service members, and sometimes now doing both. But that it doesn't have to be a life sentence. It doesn't have to be a curse that you have to carry like a mantle on your shoulders every single day when you get up. And through the work of Ron and Dave, we have seen amazing progress in the tri-state area in terms of the acceptance that you can get help, and that it takes the courage of someone just like you to reach out and ask for that help. But that when you get that help, you can have the life that you have most certainly earned and that you most certainly deserve. So I just want to say thank you for coming and for honoring these people who I think have done an amazing job at helping people who probably needed and deserved the help the most. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Houston, Dr. Short. Very appropriate comments for the way this has evolved and grown and your passion and commitment. So very grateful for your partnership, that's for sure. So I think my pages are slightly out of order. Back in order. The next presenter is our main presenter. It's Mr. Robert Chapman, Acting Director of the COPS Office to present the award. Mr. Chapman, come up and do a brief introduction of you. Mr. Chapman's title, he is the Deputy Director of the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, COPS Office, and is currently serving as the COPS Office Acting Director. In his permanent position, he oversees COPS Office training and technical assistance, demonstration project convening, and resources and publication portfolios. So he has a lot on his plate, and we appreciate you taking the time to come here to honor everyone who was recognized today. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Robert Chapman.
Thank you, Captain Saunders. It's an honor for us to be here. We're with the Department of Justice, or the Department of Justice. We are the Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, or otherwise known as COPS Office. We have a singular mission. That mission is to support policing, support the innovation of policing, support law enforcement through grants and resources, and to advance community policing. So we're very focused on things like the exceptional work that we're here to recognize. So we couldn't be happier to be here in Cincinnati. And I also just want to take a moment to thank everyone for the incredible generosity, the hospitality that's been shown to us and our team, and all the work that was culminated in today's events. It's been really wonderful to see that firsthand. Among the other dignitaries that are here today, I do just want to take a moment to say a special thank you to a few folks. Interim City Manager John Kirk, Colonel John. As a young kid growing up in West Virginia, I was in the 70s. Of course, I was a big Red Michigan fan, and I can tell you that pinch hitters in Cincinnati are still all-stars. So that's certainly nothing to shy away from. They're an all-star. Dr. Houston, of course, and then a special thank you to the person who nominated this collaborative team for consideration of this award, Dr. Short. Thank you so much. In terms of the space, we walked in, and this is incredible. I've always loved the city of Cincinnati. It's been a little while since I've been back, but this space is just so wonderful. I should spend some extra time here. I can imagine that there's some really wonderful events here. But I do just want to say thank you to Steve Walker for hosting us today in the special space. Of course, the two individuals that we're here to honor, representing the teams and many folks involved in this work, but we really are here to honor Sergeant Corlett and Ron Michelson with Cincinnati's VA Veterans Outreach Program. So we're here to recognize on behalf of the U.S. Department of Justice COPS Office, and more importantly, in our view, not just recognize your work, which certainly this exceptional work demands that we recognize that. But we're here to uplift it. We're here to uplift it within this community and beyond. We want to uplift this work throughout the nation because we think that there is something special here. And I know that there's some traction within the state of Ohio to expand this work, and we think that it deserves attention even beyond. So thank you so much, and we're just so pleased to be able to celebrate this year's Anthony Sutin Award for innovative law enforcement and community partnerships. I just wanted to take a moment to give you a little bit of background on this important award. This is our Community Policing Award. This is the National Community Policing Award that the Department of Justice's COPS Office gives out every year. It was first established by us in 2011 in memory of Tony Sutin. Through this work, we've been able to recognize many remarkable community and law enforcement police collaborations that have produced real impacts, real change, real positive outcomes for communities across the country. I just want to take a moment to talk a little bit about the person for whom this award is named. Tony Sutin was one of our founding directors at the COPS office. He was one of the founders of the office, helped stand it up back in 1994 and 1995. He served as a deputy director of our office between 1994 and 1996, at which time he was appointed to become the principal deputy to the Associate Attorney General, who was our number 3 at the Department of Justice, and who's the person who we report directly to. A very, very important person. I was just at the COPS office, to the Department of Justice. From DOJ, and I think representing his spirit of service, he joined the faculty of the Appalachian School of Law in Grundy, Virginia in 1999. He quickly rose to the appointment of dean for the Appalachian School of Law, and he served in that capacity until his death in 2002. Just on a personal note, I had the honor of working as a young staffer with Tony in the early days of the COPS office. And I can tell you firsthand that he not only possessed unmatched intellect, but he represented the true spirit that we're here to celebrate today. A tremendous commitment to public service and a tremendous focus on making communities better. That's what drove her. That commitment, which we were able to see firsthand, had a profound impact on myself, but also others in the COPS office. And I think still helps us in driving towards our mission of supporting law enforcement, policing, community policing, and the resources that we try to produce to this day. The Sutin Award is given every year to a trio of law enforcement and community members whose innovative civic interactions have transformed public safety in their communities. We've received lots of nominations. As you might imagine, there's tremendous interest in this award. Nominees are individuals who have actively engaged in the community in a way that's been sustained over time and has resulted in true positive, observable public safety outcomes. They promote public safety through their dedication to community policing. And in that process, we see they're creating sustainable collaborations that are innovative, creative, and transformative. The teams that we're honoring here today certainly are an example of all that and more. We've heard from the esteemed leaders about this incredible work. I can just say that this is truly emblematic of what community policing and good policing looks like. And we know that this is taking place each and every day, not just in this community, but in communities across the nation. I would now like to invite our recipients up and present the awards to certain awards. John Michelson So just on behalf of the U.S. Department of Justice Office and Community Agency Services, I'd just like to recognize all the other contributions that you work here and make this community as well. Thank you.
I'm going to do my best to be brief. Most of my friends here know that I can talk and I can talk all the time. I want to thank everybody for being here. I look across the room and I see so many people that were important parts of why we're here. It may have been my idea, it may have been something that I put together, but without the group of people that are in this room, it just wouldn't happen. It took everyone from my internal team to my external team. I see community support members, and I think one of the most exciting things for me here today is that when all the work that Emily and her team did to put this together, when I sent that announcement out, or when I posted that announcement, I had at least 3 different veterans that we've helped to ask me if they could attend. That to me was exciting, because that meant we had that positive impact. I'm going to give you just a little, most of you probably don't know this story. I use it when I'm talking about the program, teaching other people about the program, how we came to exist and why we exist. I was a third shift supervisor in District 1, I think working for Captain John at the time. And Sergeant Robert and I were 2 of the third shift bosses along with Sergeant Eric Franz. And I was out rolling around over the Rhine probably 3 o'clock in the morning. Speaking of Sergeant Franz in the back there, I was rolling around about 3 o'clock in the morning and I watched this car circling the block, circling the block, circling the block. 3 o'clock in the morning and over the Rhine, car circling the block to the police that means something. So eventually he committed a traffic violation, I pulled him over, and immediately upon the stop, he exited his vehicle and got out of the car and started to approach me, which is a no-no. So I yelled at him, stop where you are, stay where you are. He noticed the rank on my uniform, and the rank on our uniform resembled a military rank. And he put himself a parade dress and started addressing me as Tom. And that's a first sergeant in the Army. So I immediately knew that this was a military veteran I was dealing with. I talked to him a little bit. He was, oh, I got lost getting off the highway, the classic stories. I knew he was looking for narcotics. I mean, it was clear that he had a problem and that's what he was doing. I was not the kind of community oriented policeman at the time. And I jumped down his throat with both feet. I jumped on him. I thought it was an embarrassment to the veteran community. It was an embarrassment to his family. And that he needed to make better choices in his life. It was pretty harsh. But we responded to that. As veterans, I would have responded to that. He kind of looked at me and he broke down into tears, told me he had a narcotics addiction. His addiction had stemmed from a Purple Heart Award that he had won, some injuries that he had, and he had moved into heroin. So at that very moment, I realized, I got it. This kid will take anything I have to offer. If I take him to treatment, he'll go to treatment. If I take him to jail, he'll go to jail. No matter what it is I offer him, he'll accept at this point because he knows I'm a veteran, he knows I understand what he's going through, and he's willing to accept it. But the more important part of that was, I had no idea how to help him. I had no idea how to help him. I didn't know what to do for him. So I got him when I needed him. I got him willing to accept the help, but I didn't have any help to offer. At that point in time, I'd been a supervisor with the Cincinnati Police Department for probably close to 18 years. I've been a sergeant now for almost 24 years. I'm one of the senior sergeants in the Cincinnati Police Department. I'm a combat veteran. I'm a VA patient. I didn't know how to help this kid. So if I didn't know how to help him, who does? I felt as though I had failed my job. I went back to the district, I sat down in the office, and I think it was Sergeant Franz that asked me, he's like, what's bugging you? And we had a conversation. Sergeant Franz, I remember myself in that office that night. I said, we're not doing things right. We're not doing the best we can. All 3 of us are veterans. All Army, by the way. Three Army veterans in the office deciding what we could do to make policing better, to help our brothers and sisters, because we were seeing them a lot. We were having the bar fights, the family troubles, the PTSD problems, and none of us knew what to do to help. So it was that night that the 3 of us decided that that was going to be my new mission. The next day I was at the VA meeting people, and following that I was at Easter Seals meeting people, and then we became part of the court system, and the program just grew and grew and grew. Thank you to everybody that's here. But I want to introduce my team. This is Sergeant Jason Mummer. This is my replacements, and I think that the department's in good hands with what we do. They know everything that I know, and they do everything that I do, and they couldn't be done without that, even though Sergeant Franz left us. But I want to thank everybody for being here, taking time out here today to help me, to honor us. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that this program wouldn't have existed without Ron. It was Ron's drive that made us a complete partnership. It was the fact that when I called Ron, he called me back. It wasn't like I called the VA and I got the hotline number and I waited on hold for 20 minutes. Ron called me back. And Ron said, all right, well, what do we need to do? Can you handle it? Do you need me? And when I said I need you, I don't know what to do. But against his wife's better wishes, he would meet me and he and I would go to the scene and deal with the veteran. And it was something that we had never experienced. We were able to take a veteran from his home. I talk too much. We were on a run. This guy, I called my district 3, this guy throwing down fifths of vodka. His apartment was covered with empty vodka bottles. And I didn't know what to do with this guy. So I called Ron. Ron meets me out there. This guy is literally begging the two of us not to let him die. He knew the problem. He didn't want to die. And I didn't know what to do with him. Ron's like, well, that was a foreign concept to me. Like, I want that a VA to do all that. So I mean, we learned so much from each other. Ron and I walked him in, we signed him in, and he stayed there. And his blood alcohol content was the highest I'd ever seen in my history of voice. But we've been able to do that and repeat that hundreds of times. And now it doesn't just take Ron and I. Sean is doing it. There's, 1,000 policemen, we've got 350 military veterans in police program. All of the veterans in the police program are what we do that they can participate in. So I'll stop now because I know I talked too much. Thank you so much for being here.
I had no idea I was speaking today. A few remarks. It's funny, just to tell you guys a little bit of a story here. Dave and I have had the opportunity to co-present and facilitate trainings over the years, and he always steps on my time, right? I was telling, I think it was Kate, I was telling you earlier that if we have 60 minutes, he takes 59 and a half. I sound like an auctioneer trying to get the material out. But anyway, thank you, Dave, for that. Thank you, Dr. Houston, for the warm introduction. Mr. Chapman and folks from the COPS office. What a great day. Thank you so much for the honor. It's with great humility and gratitude that I accept this along with Dave and his team. Thank you for that. Getting back to the stepping on time, I'm going to take my time because I got a lot to say here today. Just a bunch of thank yous. So this is only 20 pages of thank you. Again, to Kate, thank you. First of all, for nominating us. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But also, thanks for being an ally to our program. Your commitment in assisting our first responders, whether it be some kind of tragedy or community event, active shooter event, you always show up. Whether it's I ask you to help co-present CIT, you always show up. So thank you for that. To my VJ colleagues, raise your hands, please. Put them up high. Put them up high. Just as in high. These are the people who bear the real brunt of having to work with me. They have to entertain and listen to my over-imaginative and unrealistic ideas like all the time. So they are part of this award. Certainly, having done this work over the course of a decade, watching some of the older specialists and some of the people who are newer to the position attack this job with the dedication and sincerity that they do is truly inspirational. It makes me want to do better every day. So you guys are part of this as well. So thank you. To my supervisor, Dr. Faulkner, who essentially lets me run wild with my ideas, which now that I say that, I probably should have said that in front of your boss. He gives me a great deal of latitude to pursue. How does that sound? Some of these ideas, and I'm grateful for that. I see Judge Greenberg was mentioned, the Honorable Brad Greenberg, who oversees the Hamilton County Municipal Veterans Treatment Court Program. I worked with them for several years, and team. they've had to put up with me as well, listening to my endless ideas about how to improve the program. I see Greg rolling his eyes. Thank you for putting up with me on that. I did approach Coach Greenberg with the idea of having an NLG officer actually be part of that team. And he said, sure, let's do it. Seems to make sense. And now Officer White is part of the team. Officer Brown is part of the Common Police Medical team. So thank you for volunteering to do that. I'm almost done. I want to say thank you to my father and stepmother for showing up. They drove in from West Virginia yesterday to be here. This holds special significance to me because my father is a Vietnam-era veteran. While I never served in the military, I know he and other veterans here today see that I am trying my best to serve you now. So that's what I'll say about that. To Dave and the rest of the team, thank you for inviting me in to your inner circle. You guys are a tough nut to crack in terms of being cops and veterans on top of that. Sometimes I would imagine not the most trusting individuals, but you guys have really trusted me to kind of come in and lend a little guidance, lend my voice when necessary. You guys give me the business every now and again, but that makes me know that perhaps I'm part of the team. So thank you for many, many years of great collaboration. Hopefully more to come. To my children, they're all three sitting right here. This is Nicholas, Evan, and Davis. My hope from today, your takeaway from today is twofold. Number one, that maybe your dad is perhaps not as uncool as you think he is. But more importantly, that big and wonderful things can happen with hard work and perseverance. You guys can do this too, okay? And lastly, my wife, Nicole Richie. I have it in my notes, AKA the boss. I'm not sure where to start. She's not only my partner, but my best friend. As you heard, I think somebody may have mentioned, she's a VA employee as well. She is the director of the Community Outreach Division at the Cincinnati VA, which houses all of our homeless programs. So you oversee a staff of 60 plus individuals. She is a beast and somewhat to be reckoned with, but I have never seen somebody be able to manage being a fantastic mother to our children, be a leader in our community, and also put up with me 24 hours. I mean, some of you guys think you only have me for 8 hours a day. She's got 24 hours. This is a joy. So thank you to you, and I love you. And it reminds me, I'm wrapping up this morning. It reminds me, we had this conversation this morning about change, right? The nature of change. And this is me waxing philosophical, so just bear with me. We were talking about change and how inevitable it is. How each second of the day we're all getting 1 second older. Societal changes, I don't know, I forget the context, but we're just kind of thinking bigger picture change. And I started thinking about the ceremony here today and how perhaps this represents a change for the broader criminal justice community, not just policing. But you see the collaborations between what's happening out in the field with that court program, in the courtroom, right? We have entree into our local area jails, these EJOs I talked to you about, do direct jail outreach, and we have programming there as well, that box. So it's all interconnected, and I can't help but think that maybe this elevates the visibility of what we're doing. It creates an opportunity to make some meaningful change across the criminal justice system. The VA is here to help. I'm here to help. So with that, thank you again for being here, taking time out of your schedules. Thank you to the COPS office again, and thank you.
So I failed. I made myself notes to make sure that I wouldn't forget anything. And the one thing I forgot was to take her away from the court. It was her that was being woke up at 3 a.m. on my off days because people were calling me and asking what to do with this veteran. She's the one that got woke up constantly and be like, "Hey, Jude, get up and answer the phone. The phone's ringing." So I thank you for your support. But it's on here so I can prove that I'm
Once again, congratulations to the recipients here and the entire team since 2021 Tony Sutin Award. Amazing story. I just think about, kept mentioning the words like collaboration, partnerships, relationships, teamwork. Didn't highlight what you did, didn't highlight what your entire team did, what your families did. That's what this is about, right? It started from what I remember with Sutin recognizing officers' connections and service. And it's just morphed into this thing. It's just absolutely amazing what you guys did and where you are right now with your partnership. So again, big round of applause to our recipients. Good deal. So, excellent. Back. Got this happening. Can't lose that. So, we have a few more comments, and I'd like to bring up Mr. Steve Lofton. He's the CEO of the Cincinnati Arts Association. He is the person who helped donate this space and bring this all together. It is an amazing venue, but obviously there's a lot that goes with that with the stage and all the mics and everything else sounded like the way to do. So thank you, Mr. Lofton. Please come forward.
Pleasure to work with you all here. You know, I was taken by the number of times that partnerships and collaboration was mentioned in your remarks. And that's what we feel like we're here to do in Cincinnati, is to collaborate and build partnerships. I'd like to welcome you all here today. It's a lovely occasion. We're honored to play just a small role in hosting this event. And special thanks and shout out to Jeanette Altano for connecting all of us. She can be here, but she's field of dreams today. We're so proud of these relationships that we've established with the police and, believe it or not, with the Veterans Association Medical Center and Track Program. We have a program called Arts and Healing. Artists in Healing. We've worked with the Track Program for 7 years in that process, and I think everyone involved has been a huge success and has become the soul of our organization. Congratulations to you all on receiving this prestigious award. You all have earned it. This is God's work, and we appreciate what you do. We just wanted to let you know that through these partnerships and being able to work closely with both the police and the veterans organizations, it is the most incredible and important thing any of us could aspire to do. So thank you for your dedication. Thank you for figuring out what to do with the gentleman that morning. And I think we can all be inspired by what we've seen and heard today. Once again, we're forever grateful to our veterans and our law enforcement professionals. And I'd like to congratulate you most sincerely and thank each of you today who traveled, the families. Congratulations. Be sure to take care of the ones you love. And whenever you leave here, please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lofton. Again, thanks for this great space. So, to conclude our presentation, one more presentation, a special presentation by City Council Member Scotty Johnson. He's the chair of the Public Safety and Governance Committee. Please welcome Council Member Scotty Johnson.
Well, good afternoon. What an honor to be here this afternoon. And let me read something to you very quickly. Galatians 5:13 says to us, "For we have been called to live in freedom, my brothers and sisters, but do not use your freedom to satisfy your own nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love." And this afternoon, I think we see what happens when we serve one another in love. I think we see what happens when we take a minute to actually care what's going on with others and where we can be an assist one to another. We don't hear a lot about that now in society, but what a privilege and an honor it is to be here today to see the spirit of collaboration, and more than the spirit of collaboration, the spirit of caring and loving one to another. Give yourselves a round of applause for having the spirit of love and collaboration. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. Because I think that gets lost in the machismo of being a veteran. And it gets lost in the machismo of being public servants as Cincinnati police officers. I had the privilege and the honor of doing it for 33 years. And I stand on the shoulders of those that came before me. And it is an honor to be here today on behalf of the city of Cincinnati, as a councilman and as a former police officer, to say thank you. Every opportunity I get, I want to say thank you for what you've done and what you're going to continue to do. I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to read a couple of these lines here. Whereas about 30% of the Cincinnati Police Department's sworn officers are veterans, and those officers involved in CPD's military liaison group, and this is the part I love, is on call 24 hours, 7 days a week, to be contacted at any time to help get a safe resolution for both the veteran in crisis and law enforcement on the scene. And whereas the Cincinnati Police Department Military Liaison Group is not just a model for the veteran response programs throughout the state, but it also serves as a model for veteran programming throughout the country. And whereas the program has resulted in long-term positive change in the Cincinnati Police Department, the VA Medical Center, the Ohio Attorney General's Office, the Hamilton County Court System, the Hamilton County Crisis Intervention Training Program, and the law enforcement agencies across the state. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Cincinnati and the State of Ohio and Mayor Abtab Purevolt, that this council hereby recognizes the Cincinnati Police Department Military Liaison Group and the Cincinnati Veterans Affairs Medical Center as the winners of the 2021 Anthony Sutin Award for Innovative Law Enforcement and Community Partnership for their exemplary work with the military veterans. Thank you to the DOJ, thank you to the COPS office for this special recognition. I've got proclamations from both the veterans, and I'll give that to you, Ron. And I have another one here, which I'll give to you, Lieutenant Colonel Mike John, for the Cincinnati Police Department. Once again, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for your amazing work. And the question gets asked sometimes, am I my brother's keeper? And I think today we see, yes, we are. Thank you very much. That's a nice way to wrap it up. Thank you for being recognized in that way. So, again, thanks to everyone who's here today to support these amazing teams that come together and partner in a way that is truly making a difference for veterans in our community, for officers within our ranks as well. We're supported by our command staff and other officers that are here capturing this moment. Even a retired guy over there, starting to our friends, got to give them a shout out. I want to welcome and thank the public information officer staff, Ms. Emily Zank and Officer Gerald and Sergeant Mitchell, who helped coordinate this with the Arts Association. So thank you for your hard work and dedication on this. For those, as we wrap up and conclude, if you would like, if you have time, we have some light refreshments back at our headquarters at 310 Desert Charles Drive in the Chiefs Conference Room, so you're more than welcome to come by there and have some light refreshments. Again, Mr. Chapman and the entire
the cops team, the Department of Justice, thank you for coming out. He was super humble, by the way. He had a pretty long bio. He said, you don't mention the whole, Peace Prize. So I'm enjoying that. You guys as well, super humble. So again, thank you everyone for your dedication, your service. Thank you for being here today. Safe travels and have a blessed day. Take care.